things that I wanted to talk about. Let's get into it real quick, real painless and easy. PT got a bit easier, y'all. So with the new PT update, I was able to score over 90. I've never seen that before in my life, and I finally was able to do that. There's like a bunch of different like alternates to certain stuff that we had to do. In the beginning, it was like the basic 1.5 mile run in a certain amount of minutes, push-ups and sit-ups. Now there's like alternates. So alternate to the run is like the hammer, which is like running back and forth on a basketball court or whatever area they assign. And an alternate to sit-ups was like cross leg crunch. I did that one. It's much easier. And an alternate to the push-ups, which helped me to max out push-ups for the first time in my life, was hand release push-ups. They're so much easier. In the last video, I was an FMF tech, which is financial management flight or financial operations technician. I think I'm saying it right. And I also mentioned in my last video that I really wanted to switch over to the FMA side, which is the financial management analysis side or budget analyst. So I switched over to FMA at the beginning of this year. So far, so good. I actually really like it. We're both finance technicians, and we're just gonna talk a little bit about our jobs really quick so I can add it to this video. So our tech school was about a month and a half long.
I was there for 2 months.
It was pretty quick. We only learned.
I ain't feel nothing.
We didn't fail anything.
I don't want them to think that I was a dummy.
No, so the cool thing about Keyser, I don't know if it's really cool or not, but when you first get there, you have to wait on your class to start. So she got there like a week before me. She had to wait a little bit and do this thing called AFI, which is kind of weird. It's basically you clean in the dorms or whatever. So she had to do that for a week. I got there and I started classes like 2 days after. I was only doing AFI for a day. So yeah, it was a month and a half long. Then we got to our first duty station, and I feel like we were thrown into the fire pretty quick. Like we had to. No,
we weren't really thrown into the fire. We were thrown into not doing nothing for weeks on weeks. And then people were leaving.
When we first got to our first duty station, we had to like, you know, just shadow our other airmen in the office that had been there for way longer, and some of them were on their way out. So we were just sitting around for a while, and then we got enrolled into virtual tech school. It was like a 2-part tech school. The first part was like 6 months long, or maybe like 4 months long. 4 to 6 months.
I think
long.
It was the first one was 3. The last one was like 6.
Oh.
The last one was long.
Yeah.
No, the first one was 2
months.
One. The last one was 6. Oh,
okay.
I never forgot.
Yeah. So it was something like that. Yeah. The tech school, the second part of the tech school was a lot more beneficial than the first part of the virtual tech school and the actual in-person tech school. We were doing on-the-job training, so we were actually at the front counter doing customer service stuff. We started getting a little bit more, I guess, beneficial to the office. We got our own programs. So I was doing retirements and separations for a while. Finance, we do like in processing, debts. What else was a big program? GPC, which is a government. No, GTC. I do GPC now as a budget analyst, but GTC as a financial operations technician, which is the government travel card. We're just giving a brief synopsis right now. What would you like to say about like working as a financial operations technician, like in a nutshell?
I like it because you're working with customers all day. Like if you're a social person, you'll love it. If you're not gonna like it.
No,
because you have to interact a lot. Some people don't like customers because some customers are rude, but I don't really care. It's like we can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, and I never experienced a rude customer before. A lot of people have said that, oh, you know, rude customers are a thing for finance technicians, but I personally have never experienced anybody that's like rude towards me. I've had people that are like upset because their stuff is messed up. I did not like the whole interacting with customers aspect of it because I'm not a very social person.
I love it.
Yeah, we're like complete opposites, so she definitely enjoyed that part. So if you're an extrovert like her, you will definitely like being a customer service technician. You
Yeah,
get to meet a lot of
everybody
people.
loves you. Yeah, everybody loves you because you're helping them with their money.
And finance is the first stop for everyone that comes on base. So you get to meet different people from all walks of life. Everybody on base, you have to stop at finance.
And my advice is to network. Just talk to these people, figure out what they did, what they didn't do, what they liked about their career, especially people that are getting out like for retirement. Just pick their brain because you'll get a lot of knowledge from it.
So yeah, I was on the customer service side for about 2.5 years, and then I moved to the budget side of the house, which I truly enjoy. I feel like it's more worth my time.
I don't ever want to go on that side.
The budget side is no joke. It's literally a lot of papers and a lot of thinking and a lot of meetings, but that's what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? So I like the budget side.
It's boring. It is so boring on that side. You might like it, she likes it. It just seems so boring to me. Just hearing about it, it seems boring. So enjoy your time on the customer service side if you get to go over there, if you do that. The other side is boring. They don't talk about nothing. It's very social on the customer service side because like we're close knit. These airmen just like this.
Yeah, and on the budget side, I work with a lot of civilians. Yeah, I do work with a lot of civilians. There's like maybe, well, I'm now a senior airman, so there's another senior airman, a senior airman that just left, and we have a flight chief that is a master sergeant. So it's like 3 active duty people over there and like 4 civilians.
You have a lieutenant.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I do. My flight commander is a first lieutenant. And I wish I could like get into more detail about like what the budget side is all about, but it's really hard to
It's
like
top secret.
It's not top secret, but there is a lot of like CUI, controlled information basically, that I cannot discuss on the internet.
Controlled unclassified information.
Right. So yeah.
And you don't want to hear about it. It's like a lot of different terms that you just gonna be like, I'm tired of this video.
And honestly, like once you're in it, you will understand it more.
You understand it completely?
Not
exactly.
I
No.
feel like, no.
It is too much.
It takes a minute to really understand the entire thing. Like with finance, it was easy because it's like repetitive stuff where just like, okay, you know, on this travel voucher, this person needs to fill in this block before you can set it up and have other people process it. But on the budget side, it's like new things every day. Like I literally encounter new scenarios and situations every single day. So it keeps me on my toes. So yeah, that's about it for the customer service side and the budget side. That's all I can say.
The benefit I would say with her side compared to mine, on the outside you can get some really good jobs, like where the money's at. My job, maybe you can work at the front desk of a bank.
On the budget side, it's a lot more like accounting and dealing with, but I mean, I feel like a lot of good jobs in the government side of the civilian world, but like the government accounting and regular accounting is like 2 different things.
You can still do both. You can do it on the civilian side of things.
Honestly, once you're in, you'll get it.
Listen, this is what I feel. If you want to make this thing long term, enjoy your career early. Everybody gets paid the same. So I would say, I'm saying don't stress yourself on that side, but enjoy yourself on the customer service side.
Oh,
because it's great.
I would say
I love it.
Enjoy yourself in general.
Because I plan on getting out eventually soon, and I don't want to go on that side before I get out. So I'm like, just do what's easy.
And
everybody gets paid the same.
I
I'm
think
keep saying that everybody gets paid the same. No matter your job, you get paid the same unless you're doing some special stuff. You're getting paid the same.
Yeah. Currently, while we're recording this, it's September. My videos have been since like May. Right now is end of year for the finance world, which means a lot of long days for us. So it's gonna be pretty interesting, and if I can remember to record and like show you guys a little bit about like how end of year closeout looks, I will definitely record that. It's gonna be my first closeout. I started the budget side this year, January. So yeah. I still live in dorms, y'all. Currently, I am in a suite. I'm trying to convince someone else to make a dorm video. I'm also the type of person that I don't really decorate that much because this is temporary for me and I don't want to decorate and move out a few months later, if that makes any sense. I do have a walk-in closet here that we won't go inside of, and my bathroom is in there. My own bathroom. That's the only plus of having a suite, is having your own bathroom. Don't let nobody tell you different. I also have this little bookshelf thing that I keep. Well, the microwave was on it when I got there, so I just left the microwave there. The fridge, and then the door, the entrance. So that's a quick tour of my room. I don't know if I mentioned in my last video if I wanted to re-enlist or not. My feelings on re-enlistments kind of fluctuate. Like some days I'm like, I don't see myself doing 20 years, and some days I'm like, you know, this could be easy because look how fast time is flying. I'm already like 3 years in the military, so maybe 17 more years won't hurt. Right now 17 seems like a very long time, but I am not opposed to doing 20 years of service. I don't want to do 20 years of service as an enlisted airman. I want to commission to become an officer. I feel like my next video would be my commissioning process. I want this to be the last junior enlisted video. The next video that I make, I want it to be my commissioning process. So if you guys are still with me, fingers crossed, we make it happen. I don't think I mentioned, yeah, I definitely did not mention, but I am gonna take my e-AFOQT in like 2 weeks. I haven't even finished studying the book yet, so if I pass this test, and I mean, the goal right now is to pass. My second goal is to just get a high enough score that will be competitive, but I just want to pass, that's all. So I'm gonna practice the timing. A lot of people were saying that the hardest part of it was just like the timing, because the exam is literally timed, like you get like a minute per question. I passed.
The worst test you will ever take in your life. Yes. I swear.
It's really hard.
When I was trying to tell her, she was not believing me. I was not even being dramatic.
Yeah, the e-AFOQT is no joke, y'all. If you're planning on taking the e-AFOQT, I will definitely say wait a year. Like a lot of people say you need to study for a year. I get it now.
I told her to start studying. Study. You gotta take some months to study.
I took 2 weeks of like timed questions. I passed.
We're gonna make a video on that too. We can make a video on e-AFOQT, but that test is no joke.
Yes.
Like I take tests. Tests are not. I don't have problems with tests, but that.
It's like it's very intimidating because the time is going by like really fast. Cause
it's a 5-hour test, and you're going to be testing for a complete 5 hours. Yeah. 5 minutes to do this portion, and it's like 60 questions. It's like, how am I going to do 60 questions in 5 minutes? Math questions or something.
Click.
And you can only get 2 chances to take the test. So if you don't pass it the first time, imagine how much stress you're going to have that next test.
Yeah, I feel like I would definitely fail. I mean, thank God they do the super score now, but the second time around, I feel like the anxiety will definitely kick in, and like I'll feel like really under pressure, like because I think the third time you have to get like commander's approval or something.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
not
a whole lot,
but it's still not. It's a waiver for everything.
Yeah, it's a waiver.
That's why
it's
a waiver for everything.
Yeah. So my next step right now is, I know I briefly said something about commissioning, so I'm trying to put in a package, and I will talk about that more in depth in another video, but that's e-AFOQT was like the first step for me. So the second step, I will definitely make a whole video on the different steps that I'm taking. So if you're in right now and interested in commissioning, we can share information with each other, and yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching all my videos. If you have, watching this video to the end if you did, and I will hopefully see you guys a few months from now with a very wonderful update. Thank you for watching again. Bye. What was this? Bye.